Hold up.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is FoxyDude90 here, and welcome back to a brand new F1 2016 career mode video for you guys here on my channel. It's been a bit of a while since we did a video, so apologies about that, but I am extremely busy right now with loads of recording because I'm going away very soon, and I need to get ahead on videos. But enough about that, let's get into this career mode. So this is Season 4 of my career mode with Ferrari here for the British Grand Prix. So hope you guys do enjoy today's video, and if you do enjoy it, don't forget to click the like button. That'd be absolutely awesome. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, feel free to click the subscribe button as well. That would be absolutely awesome. As you can see in the driver's standings, we've got a very nice and comfortable lead at the moment at the top of the standings over the Mercedes drivers, as we've been extremely consistent in this career mode. In fact, we've been getting we've got a podium in every single Grand Prix so far, so we've been extremely consistent in this career mode as well. And just a bit of Formula 1 news for you guys. Felipe Massa has agreed to has proposed an agreement to rejoin with Williams for 2017, as Valtteri Bottas is close to agreeing his deal to move to Mercedes-Benz. What do you think about that? Bottas to Mercedes, Massa coming back to Williams? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about that. I'll have a screenshot on the screen for you guys to show the article that shows that Massa is proposed an agreement to postpone his retirement, and Bottas to Mercedes. If you want my personal opinion about it, I don't rate Bottas absolutely at all, and I think it's going to be a waste of a seat. You guys can completely disagree with that though. Yeah, as you can see, we're into the practice sessions on the screens. And the final thing for you guys is the replay cameras. Now, as you guys know, I like to use a lot of replay cameras in my videos because I find them absolutely awesome. However, at the end of the Grand Prix, you've got the option to select Y to review the whole race in the replay form, which is what I do, or you've got press A to click advance. And I accidentally clicked A, and then I couldn't press Y to get any replay cameras. So there's no replay cameras because I'm an absolute retard. And by the time this race finishes, you'll find out why I accidentally clicked A and wanted to get just click forward. Yeah. Anyway, moving on then, as you can see, we've got a brand new rival, and it is Lewis Hamilton. So our championship rival is going to be next for us, says Emma, and we beat him the first time that we had him. So hopefully we can beat him again and show Lewis Hamilton that we're a force to be reckoned with. Into qualifying we go then, and as you can see, we're intermediate tyres, so obviously the track is quite wet out there, and I believe it's going to be staying in this condition for the rest of qualifying. So all of Q1, Q2 and Q3 it's going to be in these conditions. But you can see Vettel goes along and sets the fast lap of the session. I then come along and say, Vettel, I'm quicker than you, and then Vettel's like, no, I'm actually quicker than you, and set an even quicker lap than myself. 7/100ths of a second separated the top two, which is myself and Sebastian, followed by Max Verstappen, as Red Bull have really closed the gap between themselves and Mercedes-Benz, definitely splitting them quite a lot in the Grand Prix, I've noticed. So a very good job there from Red Bull to continue their fine form in overtaking Mercedes at the moment. Into Q2 we go. We set the fastest lap once again against Sebastian Vettel, but this time our margin was a hell of a lot bigger over the AI drivers, which I was really happy about, and we're in a strong position to take pole position in these wet conditions. I found the groove, I found the grip in these intermediate conditions. Currently Vettel's got the fastest lap on the screen right there. I think that says a 41.6 unless it says a 46.1. I don't really know because I'm dumb and I can't see. It's a 46.1, but we're going to come across the line and absolutely batter that. And weirdly, right, I don't know why, the AIs in between Q2 and Q3, they improved by 1/10 of a second. I forgot to show the classification. However, I improved by a second. So I'm not sure why they improved by a 10th and I managed to improve on my lap by a second. But whatever, if they're not going to improve, then they obviously had some scruffy laps. But here are the section of goals. But let's get into the race for the British Grand Prix.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Ferrari in pole position then, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo and Rosberg, Bottas, Button, Massa and Fernando Alonso, Kvyat, Perez, Carlos Sainz and Grosjean, Magnussen, Gutierrez, Nico Hulkenberg and Rio Haryanto, Palmer and Wehrlein, Felipe Nasser and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Alright then guys, as you can see we are on the grid here for the British Grand Prix, and we're going to be starting on the medium compound tyres and then going on to another set of mediums and then making a final stop then to soft tyres. We're going to be doing the two-stopper. I was looking at the three-stopper, but I didn't think it would be necessary to do a 3-stopper. But as you can see then, onto the formation lap we go. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to deal with the no replay cameras again, like I said, in this race. But as you can see then, we're on the grid here. We have got onto the grid. We have now got 4, now 5 red lights for this British Grand Prix. And it is lights out. Here we go for this British Grand Prix. We've had a nice start, which is good. But Vettel, once again off the line, has been extremely poor. But as you can see, through Abbey we go. And we are up into P1. Well, not up into P1. We maintain the lead of the Grand Prix off the start line. Lewis Hamilton's had an electric start, but remember, Hamilton is on soft tyres and we are on the medium compound tyres, so that's something that we need to be looking out for. As you can see, Hamilton leads this, Hamilton is in second, Vettel drops to third, so it wasn't actually as bad as it first looked. It looked like a horrendous start, but he has managed to hold ground. As you can see, Hamilton's in the slipstream, but he's just not quite close enough yet down the back straight to really make anything of it, and we're able to maintain our position against Lewis Hamilton. But so far, it's been quite a comfortable start actually from us. I believe Hamilton has been very, very quick already out of the blocks, and we can see that here as we now making our way around the old pit straight, which it used to be. Hamilton very close to us here. He might go for it into Copse corner. Can he make it stick? No, he doesn't. And unfortunately for him, he's going to have to sit back for a little bit. And again, I can't remember the track corners. I know what they are, but I just don't know the exact locations. I know this is Maggots and Beckett's. That's easy to remember. As you can see then, Hamilton all over the back of me right now, as he's looking to potentially make a move on us. Down the hanger straight we go. So as you can see, can Lewis Hamilton make this move? He's going to pull over to the left-hand side of the circuit. However, I'm in rich fuel mixture, and Vettel now is going to have a go at Lewis Hamilton. So into Stoke corner we go. Can Vettel make the move onto Hamilton's stick? I think he did. No, he didn't. Hamilton just stays on there. So the traction on those soft tyres helping out as we come into the Vale chicane now. And Lewis Hamilton stays in second. But after that first lap of the Grand Prix, myself leads the way from Lewis Hamilton. Sebastian Vettel is in third. And that is, I believe, Ricciardo's in fourth. But Hamilton may be looking into Abbey corner, but it's just not going to work for him. Hashtag corner cut. And as you can see, coming around here we go. And Hamilton stays behind us for the time being. But of course, that Mercedes car is looking pretty fast. And at the moment, I'm not feeling comfortable at all in this Grand Prix. Really am struggling right now. And the likes of Hamilton, Vettel, Ricciardo, Rosberg, everyone is just choo-choo training behind me right now. Down the Wellington straight we go. Lewis Hamilton's going to go over to the right-hand side of the circuit. Not the left-hand side, the right-hand side. Can he make the move stick? No, he's not quite there. He's been quite good under braking. Hamilton, however, has to lift off as I've got Luffield corner sorted there. And we are moving forwards. Skipping further ahead now through Maggots and Beckett's here, probably the weakest part of the circuit for me. I really couldn't get the car stuck round here. And Lewis Hamilton already all over us here. He's going to pull over to the left-hand side of the circuit. I can't get my lefts and rights sorted. I need to get educated. But as you can see here, Hamilton trying to into Stoke corner. We're not going to let it happen, though. We are actually going to fight Hamilton because the purpose of the late braking is to battle the AIs. And as you can see, then we've got Vettel behind us now. So Sebastian has overtaken Hamilton, and he fancies running us here. So you can see with DRS, we're actually going to cover the outside line this time. Instead of the inside line, we're covering the outside line. So Vettel tries it here. We run very, very wide, and that's going to give Vettel an opportunity to come back at us. But as you can see, after being horrible in all the lines there through Luffield, we managed to stay in front of my teammate Vettel there. Although, the logical thing would probably to let Vettel through. However, Hamilton onto lap 3 has actually got back past Sebastian Vettel here. And now Hamilton's just coming right on us. You can see him there so close to us at the moment. And he's come flying through. And Vettel's come flying out of nowhere as well. We're going to brake late into Stoke corner. And we're going to maintain position against Hamilton. And Vettel gets the move back done on Hamilton. But then Hamilton even fights back again and stays in front of Sebastian Vettel. On to lap 5 of the Grand Prix now, coming down the Wellington straight here, and Lewis Hamilton with DRS again. This time we're going to cover the inside line into Luffield corner. Hamilton's still there. We've got a bit of a gap between the other drivers and braking late into Luffield. Hamilton's locked up there. We're going to fight side by side with Lewis Hamilton. Will Hamilton make the move stick? He does actually. He's still got that inside line there. Lewis Hamilton there. We just tap a little bit there between myself and Hamilton, and unfortunately Hamilton takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. But we are going to fight this one back here, coming down towards Copse corner. Can we make a move on Lewis Hamilton? We're going to try it, but there's just no way you can make him overtake round Copse corner, especially down the inside, and that's cost us badly now. On to lap 6 of the Grand Prix now. Vettel is behind us. Unfortunately, Hamilton's off into the distance as my lack of pace is already coming back again to bite me here. Through into Stoke corner we go. We actually run extremely wide as we got onto the grass. Vettel had a little look there, but you can already see how poor I'm doing in this Grand Prix so far. Nothing is going right for me in this Grand Prix. I can't get the medium tyres working. I can't seem to get the pace in these tyres, and I'm literally just, I might as well be driving in a bloody Sauber at the moment. Actually, no, Sauber is not the slowest car on the grid, it's actually the Manor. So I should have said that, really, shouldn't I? Although, yeah, I would say the Man, I'd say the Sauber. I should literally probably be driving in a Sauber right now. That's how slow and awful I am. But as you can see here, on lap 7 of the Grand Prix, we're coming at the end of this lap. Vettel comes flying through here with the DRS. So does Valtteri Bottas. However, I'm going to fend off Valtteri Bottas, but I'm not going to be able to get the job done on Sebastian. He's just too far in front. And onto lap 7 of the Grand Prix, I've decided to come in a hell of a lot earlier than when I needed to. And the purpose for that is because my medium tyres are just gone. I am sorry, but I literally... The tyre wear was something else. I didn't think it would be this powerful, but it is super bad at the moment. And I need to come in and change for a new set of mediums because I was going to pit for the hard tyres. However, my engineer said that there was light rain coming in about 10 minutes time, which was kind of interesting. So I thought if I can stay out until that rain arrives, we could potentially go onto the intermediate tyres and then, you know, basically get a huge undercut on those inters. But on carrying on with Ricciardo has made a pit stop to the soft tyres, which means that he's going to be coming in earlier on this next stop. As you can see here at the exit, the pit lane there went all out of shape as I actually tried to just do something. For some reason I just got caught up on the grass just coming out of the exit there, so not a very good exit out of the pits, and that's put Nico Rosberg in a very good position to even attack us here coming towards left field corner. You can see Rosberg now making the move. We're going to cover the outside line into the first part of the corner here, so Rosberg's going to have the inside line, braking nice and late here. We're going to give Nico Rosberg all the space he needs, and we're going to just give him a quick little wave there because of course he's retired from F1 in real life, so I thought I would just say bye to him because I'm not letting him through, so he can stay behind and be the number 2 driver like he probably should always be. Shots fired at Rosberg. So as you can see then, Rosberg probably got angry at that, and as you can see now with the DRS he's going to come flying through here, and that Mercedes car is just a hell of a lot faster. And again, these medium compound tyres suck, but into Stoke Corner we go, and we managed to get the car broke, and we didn't even run off the circuit in doing so, which means that that move was clean as you like. So as you can see then, on to lap 9 of the Grand Prix. Yeah, it's lap 9 of the Grand Prix. We are now once again defending, and we're going to try a different line. We're going to try and defend Rosberg on the inside of left field this time. Hopefully this goes well. As you can see, braking nice and hard here. Once again, we're going to wave to Rosberg and tell him that he's not coming through. And yeah, as you can see there, we managed to defend it nice and comfortably from Rosberg. But he is still back on our tail again. Does that surprise you? Not really, because my pace is crap right now. And Nico Rosberg here is just going to come flying through with DRS. And I think you can kind of understand what's coming now. Stoke Corner, brake late. Yeah, bye Nico, see you later. And we managed to defend from Nico Rosberg. And whilst all of this is going on, my teammate Vettel has now caught up. So I did actually leapfrog Sebastian in the pit stops by doing this big undercut, as you like. So as you can see, Rosberg coming back at us here. In fact, that's not Vettel, that's Bottas. I am such an idiot. They're completely different colours. So as you can see then, Rosberg coming through here, and as you can see, into left field corner. We managed to defend it nicely from Nico Rosberg, no problems whatsoever, and we can continue onwards as we go a little bit wide there on the exit, but it didn't compromise us too much. And then back down the Wellington Straight here on lap 12 of the Grand Prix. Rosberg coming at us quite hard here, and you can see Rosberg just comes flying through on us, and it's a great overtake from Rosberg with the DRS, but I'm sorry, but I'm just a dive bomb king, and I'm just going to do that perfectly executed move there, run a little bit wide, who cares, and away we go, and in front of Rosberg. And all this time, now I believe that Vettel is behind this queue. In fact, if Rosberg goes past, I'll be able to see it. So Rosberg, yeah, Vettel's in front, behind. So my plan is this. Now, Vettel is a lot quicker than me, and we know that. So I'm going to try and hold up Rosberg as much as I can, and provide Vettel with the, give the advantage to my teammate, basically. I now want Vettel to close up to Rosberg, because the likelihood is I'm not going to be able to defend against these guys for much longer, because my pace is just absolutely appalling. And quite frankly, at the moment, this is a nightmare Grand Prix for myself. And Vettel goes and sets the fastest lap as Rosberg tries it into Abbey Corner. In fact, we've gone horribly wide into this corner, and we've just completely lost the back end on everything here, losing the back end everywhere. And we've locked up now into turn 2. It's going even worse for us in this Grand Prix. Rosberg tries to take the move. Can we make it on the inside? Rosberg backs out of the move. What is he doing, Nico? You can have that one. You had the inside line there, Nico. You didn't need to back out of it. But as you can see, down the straight we go. Nico Rosberg is very, very close now. And we're going to try and get into the slipstream. Vettel's even going to try for it. This is going to be so close into left field. We're going to shove Rosberg a little bit wide. And we are going to make the move stick on Nico Rosberg. And you can just see how bad I am in this Grand Prix. I'm doing horrible right now. And again, running wide on the exit here, as I just can't get anything out of this car. This car has been performing awful in this entire Grand Prix. I was trying to come up with some big words, but I'm uneducated, so I don't really know anything. As you can see, though, Vettel here trying to get through. We're stuck on Vettel at the moment. Rosberg coming through on the outside of Stowe. We're going to shove Rosberg wide. In fact, Vettel breaks early as well, and we managed to stay in front of the pair of them. So I'm literally being absolutely abused right now. Vettel once again coming through. Now, my plan of holding up Rosberg and letting Vettel through, I kind of didn't want to do that in the end. So as you can see here, Vettel trying to come through, but I've decided that, you know what, I'm just going to defend. I'm in the podium positions right now. What more can I do to just keep on defending? And as you can see, Vettel's come back at me, and Rosberg's coming out of nowhere. From Narnia, Rosberg comes flying through here. Into Stowe corner we go, and Rosberg once again has to back out of it, and Vettel once again overtakes Nico Rosberg, as there's a massive margin now between myself and Max Verstappen. On to lap 16 of the Grand Prix now. The rain is starting to fall down, and it's coming down quite heavily now. I don't know if you can see it on the screens. So I decided that I need to do something completely different. So Vettel comes flying through here onto lap 16 of the Grand Prix. We went extremely wide into left field corner, and Vettel then eventually escapes off into the distance. Nothing I can do about Vettel, unfortunately. My tyres have just gone off at this point. They're completely shot. I've overdone this strategy at the moment. I've done nearly 10 laps. So I've done more time on these ones, on these tyres, than I have on the other ones. However, the rain is starting to come down quite heavily now. So what I decided to do is, my pace is crap, basically. You guys can see I've been defending this entire race. I've had no pace. I've not set fastest laps. So do you know what? I'm just going to gamble. I'm going to go on to intermediate tyres and just hope that the rain falls down. If it doesn't, and it doesn't work out, then stuff it. It doesn't matter, to be honest. This Grand Prix has been an absolute nightmare. So if there's any way I can recover this race, it's by trying something different. And the only way I can do that is by just doing this. So I'm going to put on a set of intermediate tyres, hope for the best. And now the AIs around me are pitted for dry tyres. My hope is that they pit it for dries, and then they'll have to pit like 2 laps later for intermediates. Coming around the exit, you can see we go super wide there as that stupid exit corner. I can't get it right, but already understeer and oversteer and everything. And then on to lap 19 of the Grand Prix. We're down in 13th place, and those tyres absolutely failed. So there was no chance I was taking those intermediate tyres anyway. So I tried the gamble. I didn't really show me getting overtaken and stuff, because what's the point? I mean, it just didn't work. So unfortunately, the rain is falling on the screen, but for some reason it's just not falling hard enough for the rain to actually cause an effect on the circuit. So unfortunately, we make another pit stop onto a set of the soft tyres, and we are now down in like 17th, 18th, 19th, something like that. I don't really know. We're 1 mile down. But as you can see, then coming out of the pits, we actually got a sub 2-second pit stop, which was kind of nice, I suppose. Really, I don't know. But as you can see, we're just going to take these soft tyres now to the end of the race. And that's going to kind of be it for this British Grand Prix, really. There's nothing else I can do. So we're just going to catch up to the likes. On to lap 22 of the Grand Prix now, and there is going to be an explosion coming up, and that is Rio Haryanto. And I do have a replay for Haryanto because I did that during the race. So as you can see, this is on board with Haryanto, so this is the only replay camera I've actually got, because I literally press start and then instant replay and flashback. That's what I do for the retirement sections. So as you can see, Haryanto's engine explodes, and that is him out of the race. On to lap 23 of the Grand Prix, and now the rain started to fall heavily, and now it was time for intermediate tyres. Now normally, in this situation, that my engineer was telling me, look, it's the crossover point, but at the end of the day, I'm on slick tyres. I'm way out of position now. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to waste time and just come in and make a pit stop. Maybe, I don't know, if the rain falls so much. Pascal Wehrlein is out of the race, unfortunately. Now, I don't have a replay of that one because I've actually didn't even notice that in the Grand Prix, which is kind of funny. I didn't even realise that Pascal was out of the race. So I don't know what happened to him. Probably another engine failure, but a bad result for Manor. But it's an even worse result for me. So the rain's still falling, but I'm just hoping that everyone struggles like so badly that in these final few laps I can gain like 30-40 seconds on the drivers, and then maybe get a point. I don't know, I'm just being ambitious right now. And we've even got blue flag conditions because Max Verstappen is behind us, so we're a lap down now on everybody. On to lap 25 of the Grand Prix, moving on to the final lap. Lewis Hamilton wins the race, which means that we don't even need to do the last lap because we are a lap down. But unfortunately, that was probably the worst career mode race, as I tried to crash into the wall there, but it didn't let me. But unfortunately, guys, that's probably the worst race I've ever done in my entire F1 life. Literally, that probably was the worst race I've ever driven. In the wet conditions, I was on fire. You saw I got pole position by over a second. The AIs were nowhere. I was feeling confident, and then in the race, the medium compound tyres wore out a hell of a lot quicker. So really, in hindsight, I should have just pitted and went onto the hard tyres and just sacrificed the pace and at least had the durability. But the biggest problem I seem to be finding is we see another floating car in the background, another floating driver. It's another, what the hell, there's 2 Rosbergs. That's weird. Anyway, I don't want 2 Rosbergs, I don't like Rosberg anyway. But there you can see Hamilton wins the Grand Prix ahead of Verstappen, ahead of Vettel, which means that the championship is going to get a lot tighter, which in that sense is entertaining in that factor. However, I should have pitted for the hard tyres every time, and just taken those to the end of the race. But I just needed to gamble, I needed to do something, and if I basically, in other words, I should have taken the safe option and just gone with the more durable tyres. However, I just decided to gamble and try and gain as much as I could. And at the end of the day, I completely flopped it. And as you can see just there, I clicked the A button rather than clicking the Y button. And it meant that and you can see I've paused this screen here because I'm like, crap, I've just clicked A, not Y. So as you can see then, here's the full classification. Not the classification, the driver's standings here. I don't show the full classification. Because I would have pressed Y to replay cameras and then it would have come up with the leaderboard and then I would have done it. However, I'm an idiot, so we can't show that. But unfortunately, that is it for today's British Grand Prix. If you guys have enjoyed me being the worst racing driver ever, drop a like, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. And we really need to just get on with it now. The race is over. We can't do anything about it. You have good races. You have bad races. We've been dominating Grand Prix, and now it's time for us to have this slump. But next time we're gonna hit back in Germany, and we're gonna become a lot more dangerous than we ever have done before. Until then, guys, take care. Peace.